Do you ever feel like your entire life, even your career, needs a complete overhaul after a sudden life shift? If that's you, you're in the right place because you're not alone. And today I'm going to be diving deep and being a little bit vulnerable. Even a midlife disaster can actually be the newest and best chapter of the most fulfilling experience in your life. In this video, we are going to be looking beyond the stereotype, and I hope it helps you to understand more about your midlife triggers, especially if it's right now the time for you to be making that evaluation of your life. And if the only thing that this video gives you today is a compass to helping you identify and pinpoint the exact dissatisfactions that you currently have in your life so that it can drive you towards change, then I'm happy for you. Many people have built their business on luck and timing. I didn't. I built mine on resilience because what you may not know about me is as I've had to restart my life again quite a few times, and I've had to rebuild more times than I can remember. I didn't become a founder and owner of 9 brands by creating something in COVID times, in lockdown, where anyone and everyone was desperate to try and save their house, save their home, and try and generate some income. I don't really think it's fair to consider COVID a true tester of business acumen and business strategy, because it was a very unique, worldwide, hopefully only one time ever situation. I want to share with you in this video how I have overcome so many different types of adversity, and I have still risen from the ashes and come back stronger and better, especially in business. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is not for you to feel sorry for me at all or anything like that, but it's to show you how you can sometimes overcome adversity and challenges. These experiences made me the person that I am today, and when you hear of some of the things I've had to overcome, you will realize that I, like so many of you, had no choice. I had to find a way. And I know if you're struggling right now, this might be something you might want to hear. So I was not born into wealth. I come from a poor, single parent, but well-educated background. Growing up as a young child, I've seen many horrible things. I've seen my mother beaten countless times by my stepfather. I remember one day, trigger alert, seeing her being dragged down the hallway backwards by her hair, and you can imagine what happened after that. And because of the things that I witnessed at home, I left home really young. I actually left home when I was 16 years of age. Back then, I worked in a bank, and then in the evenings and the weekends, I worked as a waitress in a 5-star deluxe hotel because I just did not want to have to depend on a man to pay anything for me or be reliant on a man financially in any way whatsoever because of what I had seen growing up as a young girl. This definitely formulated stage number 1 of the most fierce female independence I think that exists. As a young girl, I did live a relatively happy life, and then I had a tragic circumstance where I actually came across a horrible man who basically threw me down 3 flights of stairs. I ended up with most of my ribs broken, as well as a whole load of other injuries, and I was catheterized in hospital, lying flat down, having my kidney stitched back together. It was a horrendous experience, and one I would hope nobody would have to go through. Years later, I met my now passed away husband, and then I was living as a legal immigrant in another country. I had 2 wonderful children with my husband, and then my husband died in COVID through cancer basically, but COVID finished him off. That was a very sad part of my life. What's even worse is that he died with no insurance at all, no life insurance. So we had absolutely nothing, no money, Nothing. I lost my home. I lost absolutely everything and had to start all over again. But this time with 2 young children in tow. Now, at this point, I had been building my businesses and my brands, but obviously, when your overnight income also just goes and you're having to think, where am I going to get the money from to pay like the bare essentials? I had to start thinking fast on my head. We then also went into serious lockdown, and I thought, okay, I need a serious cash injection. Here in the UK, this bounce back loan just wasn't bouncing anywhere. The bank was saying to me it was going to take 10 months to get an appointment with them. And I'm thinking, okay, my businesses are going to go under. So I went and did the next best thing. The only place I could get a job at that time, because the world was in lockdown, was with the government. They were giving out jobs like lollipops. But unfortunately, the UK government, when I was working for them, just do not follow their own policies on discrimination. And following a car crash that I had in 2017, where I was driven into at 60 miles an hour, I do have life-changing disabilities. My employer, who was then the UK government, did not meet their policies, and I eventually ended up suing them in an employment tribunal and winning. And whilst all that process was going on, of course, they fired me. 25 days before Christmas with 2 kids. Yeah, it's just, things have been so hard sometimes. Amongst all of this, we've had to struggle for housing, we've had to struggle to pay bills, I've had to sometimes struggle to buy my children their school uniform. Now, my kids are young men, they're both very successful, they work, they have got all of their qualifications, and they are happy, healthy, young human beings. What more could a parent want? Now, all of the skills that I've learned in the last 20 years in the online world, I've been doing through all of these adversities and all of these challenges, but it has taken me 20 years. And let's not forget, amongst doing all of this, I then went and studied crazily 2 degrees with the Open University when I was a single parent, running 2 jobs as well. Now, over on one of my social media channels, I have a really large audience that struggle a lot with adversity and challenges and don't know where to start. And I hear this a lot. I've had women come to me when they spent £10,000 on a course by course creators who created a course in lockdown and made £1 million, and these people still cannot make any money. And it's not about getting lucky at the right time. It's a complete framework and system. It's one that I built. The one that I used to rebuild not just my businesses, but my life, time and time again. So if you're really tired of buying useless courses where the only support is often a oversubscribed, low active Facebook group, and you're really ready to build a business that lasts, one that you can commit to, one that you really want to see flourish and grow, join me and other successful entrepreneurs, freelancers, business owners, and professional creators inside the 365 plan. Because if I can rise from the ashes, then anyone can do too. And there are people out there that are making serious income who probably have less motivation and less drive than you. They're probably selling information and knowledge that didn't even come from them, where they have 0 life experience and 0 passion, but they're making good income because they took consistent action. Now, I'm not about teaching anyone or coaching anyone to do that. That's not what I do. And I have fired a fair few clients if they expected that from me. I am the type of coach that is going to help you transform your true skill sets, knowledge, life experiences, and passions into a verifiable online business that can grow as you grow old. Most of it automated. This is about building freedom and online income without having to work every single hour of the day to make it work. That is not freedom. That is modern day slavery. I'll also show you exactly how to manage and grow your social media profiles. I have nearly 500,000 followers across different social media platforms, and I grow them for myself and I help my clients grow them very fast and very quickly. But what's most important is they are connected and attracting the right audience, your people. That's your power. And doing it authentically in the right way is going to be one of the biggest builders that you can have to converting whatever product or service that you create into consistent sales. Now, I work with all of my clients for a whole 365 days. Again, why it's called the 365 plan. And I only take on a few clients every single month as other clients leave the 365 plan from the month previous. I promise you, you will not be left a whole load of pre-recorded tutorials to wade through and wonder like, what? This is about real support, real coaching, real skills, and real transformation. So if you're ready for that, I'm ready for you.